Hey, welcome to His and Hers Gen X podcast. I'm your host, Cristina, and the other host is.
Chad. Actually, it'd be hers and his, I guess.
Yeah, if we're going in alphabetical order, I guess that's
Yeah.
chronologically correct.
But we rotate weeks, so like one week one of us picks a movie, TV show, music, something, from
Hmm.
70s, 80s, or 90s, and the other one either never saw or just hadn't seen in a long time.
Right.
And so this week is your pick, so that's why Christina opened the show. So what movie did we watch?
We watched Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984, which Chad has never seen. But you're familiar with Freddy Krueger, right?
Yeah, well, it's not that I've never seen. I've definitely seen parts of it. I've seen clips.
Used to be on TV a lot,
Yeah, I
censored.
probably I probably saw it on like UHF black and white TV at
Whoa.
like 2 in the morning, or or like on a late night, or like we didn't have cable growing up, but like all my friends did, so I probably saw bits and pieces of it here and there at their house.
Yeah, I used to catch it on TV, but it was heavily edited. So, although there's
Yeah,
not really a lot to it, I guess there's some spooky scenes, but
yeah,
people always mix this up with Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street has Freddy Krueger, which is the guy with the burns
yeah,
and the scissors for fingers or knives for fingers.
yeah. That's like so impractical because it would have to be like it's not like reinforced or anything. So like as soon as you tried to hit anything, like the knives would just fly back. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
unless they're reinforced.
I wonder if that was inspired by Wolverine, because like Wolverine, like the claws like literally grow out of his hands, but like they're like attached to his skeleton.
Yeah,
But like Freddy Krueger, it's just a glove that he wears,
right.
and it's I don't know, it's a very impractical weapon. That
Yeah, he was a child killer.
would,
And what made him come up with this kind of contraption specifically for kids? Like, how disturbing would that be?
I know this is like the birth of like the dead teenager movie,
Hmm.
which was huge in the 80s.
Well,
Like,
Friday the 13th came before
oh
this.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that started in the 70s, and that was just slashing teenagers who were promiscuous and having fun.
Yeah, even Halloween. What year did that come out?
78, the year I was
Okay,
born.
so yeah,
Yeah,
really that one started it. I guess you
yeah.
could say, because like those are the big three
Hmm.
slasher movies of the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Yeah, I want to
Um,
see. Yeah, Halloween came out, Friday the 13th. Nightmare on Elm Street was fairly late. It's
hmm,
1984. So,
finally, a movie not from 1982.
yeah, exactly. But
All of Christina's picks up until now have been from 1982.
true.
Yeah,
We moved ahead a few
I know. Last week I
years.
said I'm putting my foot down. You got to pick something from another year.
I found out this was the tagline to the movie. It's so cheesy. If Nancy doesn't wake up screaming, she doesn't wake up at all.
That is pretty cheesy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, true, but
And it's funny, speaking of Nancy, I didn't realize like how much Stranger Things took from this movie. Like even like the girl's name is Nancy. Johnny Depp is just like Steve Harrington
yep.
climbing up the trellis to her window.
Mm-hmm.
That was a pretty big trope in the 80s and 90s. Like remember like
Yeah.
did you ever watch Doogie Howser? Remember that show?
Oh my God, with Neil Patrick Harris, he was a
Yeah.
doctor at 16. Yeah.
Yeah, like his girlfriend and his best friend would do the same thing.
Wanda.
They would climb up the lattice work or whatever,
Yeah, his
and
girlfriend
instead of just going
Wanda.
through the front door.
Yeah, that was a huge thing. Even in the movie Scream, I think.
Well, that must have
Scream?
been a parody of it.
No, Scream was in the 90s. Well, I guess it kind of was a parody, but yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't live on the second floor, so I never had a trellis to climb up.
I know.
So
Christina's from Florida. They don't have second floors here,
yeah, it was fairly easy to sneak out. I was on the
or
first
basements.
floor. Right.
I'm from upstate New York. She's from Florida. We're both in Florida
Yeah.
now, though.
You had an opportunity to climb out your window, I guess, when you were a kid.
Yeah, I mean, I was like on the second floor when I was real little, and then once my brother and sister were born, my parents moved me down to the first floor bedroom.
Hmm.
But they never seen my house, so let's
Yeah. So
anyway.
this is your introduction to Fred. Well, it starts off with introducing Robert England as Fred Krueger. And I was
Oh
like, was
yeah,
he Fred? But later she says Freddy. So I guess Nancy nicknames him Freddy.
yeah. I thought it was a funny credit because like I don't know, Fred Krueger and Freddy Krueger both sound. I don't know, like Freddy has like the kind of like a almost like a pro wrestler kind of name to it. Freddy. Like an adult that goes by Freddy. It's like a rapper name or some kind of
Yeah.
it's like but like or a little kid, but like I don't know, Fred Krueger just it, it doesn't that doesn't sound intimidating, but Freddy does, you know. I don't know. Maybe
It
it's just because
does.
we've grew up with these characters and we
Yeah, because I've never known a Freddy in
Mhm.
real life. I mean, I think of like Freddy got fingered or something like that. But she says Freddy later. I'm coming to get you, Freddy. So
Yeah.
Nancy nicknames him Freddy. I assume his name was
Yeah.
Frederick.
So before we move on, like what was your personal experience with this movie? Did you see it in theaters or on HBO or rented it or
I can't recall the first time I saw this movie, honestly, but
Mhm.
I've watched it several times throughout the years.
Mhm.
It's like one of those quintessential Halloween movies, I feel like.
Yeah.
Um, and my favorite Nightmare on Elm Street, as they went on, they got a little silly. Well, you've never seen them. Maybe we could go through the entire
I've
series.
only seen clips and bits and pieces, and you know, it's like there's a lot of like famous scenes. It's like every movie that we've watched so far
Yep.
has been like parodied to death by Simpsons, South Park, Family Guy, Robot Chicken,
Oh, for sure.
just in general. Like they're just pop culture references. Stranger Things, you know.
We saw the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror where groundskeeper Willie
Yeah,
was Freddy, and
yeah.
a lot of that stuff was actually in the movie.
Hmm.
So
They don't explain. Maybe it must be in part two, because like there's a part where the mom she has like Freddy's gloves like in a furnace or something, and she's telling Nancy the story
yeah,
of I forget what exactly happened. Like he was supposed to go to jail and he got off on some technicality, and
it was a hung jury.
it's
Was
all
that what
just
happened?
no. They said like the police filled out the report wrong or
Oh
something.
yeah, right. So they let him out.
Yeah, which that's like come on, that's like not even trying.
Right.
You know, I this is kind of like the well, I never saw the first Halloween or Friday the 13th, so it's like I don't know. This is kind of like the beginning of like the not even trying horror movie. Like there's to me there's like a world of difference between like The Shining and this and these other types of slasher movies.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
like even like The Exorcist. You know, like those are like you know they're trying stories. You know, like they actually
Well,
or like even Poltergeist. You know, although that did have some pretty cheesy moments, but
those are classics, and they're realized as being
mm,
good filmmaking. And I don't think Nightmare on Elm Street is. This is John. This isn't John Carpenter. This is
Wes Craven.
Wes
I
Craven.
think he did all of those or most of them.
Yeah, he might have done a few of them. I don't know how far he went with it, but I kind of like him as a director.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you've never seen the original Halloween, but as I was watching this movie, I was like, this borrowed from Halloween. There's long scenes where Nancy's just walking and there's
Yeah.
music that happened in Halloween. Her dad is a cop.
Mm-hmm.
Lori in Halloween, her father is a cop. So there was like a lot of parallels where I felt like it borrowed heavily from Halloween.
That's something I did remember as a kid. Like when we were watching it the other day, there's just scenes just she's just walking and walking, and I'm like, man, this is really boring. I remember seeing that at a friend's house. I'm like,
Oh,
why do you
Halloween is
guys
like that.
why do you guys like these movies? It's just girls just walking around. It's so boring, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like when Laurie's walking around in Halloween, like Mike Myers pops out of things. He's following her. He's stalking her. But
Mm-hmm.
Freddy, I don't really know. Well, no, because she's
And
awake. He only appears
yeah,
when she's sleeping.
that's something they never explain how he got his powers or whatever. Like he just and he doesn't like in The Simpsons, our groundskeeper Willie says, I'll get them where you can't protect them in their
In
dreams."
their
Don't they
dreams.
say that in the second or third movie?
I
Like,
don't recall. I don't know if they actually go into Freddy Krueger's backstory.
hmm,
That's pretty much all they do. You know, the parents killed this child killer by, I guess, burning him to death
yeah,
and then stole his hands. But what was crazy to me is like none of the kids knew about it. You mean to tell me this did not become an urban legend in their small town? Like
I know.
nobody, every single adult involved kept their mouths shut. I find that hard to believe.
Yeah, or I mean, it takes place in the 80s, so I mean, it's not like they had the internet.
Yeah, but I feel
It's
like back in those days, word of mouth spread.
like it would have just been like in the paper, like on this day 5 years ago, this happened, you know.
Yeah, but all it takes is like one kid to hear and then
Hmm.
spread, hey, there was this child killer and
Hmm.
like he got incinerated in the basement.
I, most serial killers don't go after children. They're more like
Yeah.
um, sexual predators than predators.
Yeah, actually, they remade this movie.
Mm.
I don't know, it came out in like the 2000s. Freddy was a lot more sinister, and he was like not just a killer; he was also a pedophile too. So they kind of fleshed that out more, where he's
uh,
a little bit more
oh,
sinister toward the children. But this guy, I guess he's just a killer. The high school kids in this movie looked really old.
yeah,
Good lord.
that was pretty true of like everything on TV.
Yeah,
Because
why didn't they cast actual
well, because
kids?
kids they're only allowed to work a certain number of hours a day, but it's like once they turn 18, they're adults, they can work them to the bone, I guess. You know.
Yeah, it wasn't so much the main character Nancy, and then Johnny Depp plays her boyfriend,
Hmm.
which I found hard to believe they were a couple because she's kind
Oh
of
yeah,
nerdy and he's cute,
yeah.
but
It is funny seeing such a young Johnny Depp. Just
he's
the
so cute.
I'm surprised he didn't have like the Letterman jacket on, like
Yeah,
Emilio Estevez in Breakfast Club. You know.
I know. I guess he was a kind of a nerd. He was wearing khakis and button-up shirts,
I think he was
right?
more. He was supposed to be like more like preppy. Like he was like a rich kid.
Preppy,
Like he didn't
yes.
need to play sports. He came from money.
Yeah,
That's what it seemed like.
yeah. I think they had pretty decent money. They were like upper middle class, I think.
You know what I always wondered is, so like the Nightmare on Elm Street poster, it's like the blades on like some kid's head.
Yeah,
But who is the kid on the poster? It doesn't look like Johnny Depp.
I don't even know.
Let us know in the comments if you know who that character is.
Yeah, I'll have to get a good look at it.
Because like the first. It's funny because like this movie, and I've noticed this in a lot of the movies that we've watched so far. Even like they'll start out like totally PG, maybe even G, and they just kind of turn on a dime. So it's like once the what's the blonde girl's Tina? When Freddy
Yes.
gets Tina, like up until that point, I don't think there have been like any swear words and certainly no real blood or gore or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, it just becomes like this blood splatter fest, and
Yeah.
it's like so over the top. It's like to me, it's watching it now in 2025. I mean, it's really easy to be like, okay, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I wonder if audiences at the time were like, I mean,
Oh, for sure. Like,
people.
imagine playing that to a group of teenagers around
Mhm.
Halloween time. They probably went crazy for that.
Yeah,
You're like, yeah. But yeah, there's the scene where she's getting dragged around the room
yeah,
and
on the
she's bleeding
ceiling.
to death. And I found a fun fact.
Hmm.
That was the same rotating room that was used in Poltergeist, which we reviewed like, I don't know, 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So, same effect. Because I was
yeah,
watching it going, this
and
looks
they
just like
look very similar.
Poltergeist.
Yeah,
Yeah. So that's what that was. And then, yeah, there's some scenes that are unbelievable. When Johnny Depp's in his waterbed,
yeah.
he gets sucked down into it, and there's just blood that just
I
shoots
know.
out.
It's
And
like it's like so over the top. Like it's kind of gross, but at the same time, like it's so absurd that it's not. It's kind of like the blood elevator in The Shining, where it's kind of like I remember like the first time I was watching that, I was like, is this supposed to be funny or like? I mean, it's
The
weird.
Shining's not funny.
No, I mean like the blood elevator part. You know, like where the elevator opens and all that blood comes out, and like it actually goes up on the camera.
I think it's meant to be disturbing. It probably just, it was different audiences back in those days. They
Yeah.
probably were easily disturbed. Um,
I one thing I noticed, I wrote this in my notes. I said these parents are super tan. They look Cuban.
oh, the mom sure was.
All of them, like even the dad, they look like they just came straight from the tanning booth.
Yeah, maybe the family went on a cruise.
Yeah. Did
I
they
don't
ever
know.
say like what city or state this is supposed to take place in?
I looked it up. It's Ohio.
Okay, but yeah, clearly it's shot in
But
California, and
it's
they're all
shot in
tan.
LA. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
shot in LA. You can just tell by the
Mhm.
houses. It looks like the same neighborhood as Halloween, honestly. I don't know if that's the case, but they look
Yeah,
very
they have like
similar.
those sets that just they can reuse for a number
Yeah, it could
any
have been a
movies.
backlot on Universal Studios.
And it's funny. Speaking of the parents, like I think it's Nancy's mom is supposed to be a drunk,
She's drunk.
but she never slurs her words. She's like
No.
incredibly fit for some if she actually is, you know.
She's the most put together alcoholic I think I've seen. She's maintaining that house, I assume, by herself because they're divorced.
Mm-hmm.
She gets up and goes to work every day. She starts with her vodka. She's clean. Her kid seems to be well fed.
She's the most functional alcoholic
She's a functional alcoholic.
I've ever seen.
I don't know. Do you think she drank a lot because the guilt of killing Freddy Krueger ate at her?
Maybe. I mean, it depends if they establish a backstory, but
Yeah, they never establish why he haunts children specifically, other than I guess he
yeah,
just likes to kill
yeah, they could
children.
just chalk it up to he's a serial killer nut,
Yeah,
you know.
Because, I mean, I would have gone for the people that burned me if I had such capabilities to do that.
What was the Tina's boyfriend who looked like a
Oh,
1950s greaser?
I don't remember his name. I should have looked it up. But
I
yeah,
said,
he looks like he's 40.
yeah, I said it looks like he time traveled here from the 50s. He has like the 50s greaser look, like the leather jacket and the hair and everything. And
Leather jacket with no shirt on.
there's a very creepy part where like they're having sex and like they don't show up, but you just hear the moaning.
Yeah.
And like they're supposed to be in high school. That's really creepy, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that was typical for those movies like
Yeah.
Friday the 13th and Halloween. But yeah, they don't show anything.
To me, like it's funny. We were watching this and like because like the beginning is like the two couples and like they're trying to get back into I think it was like Nancy's house because her parents were gone.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is like the longest. I said this is the longest lead up to a porn sex scene ever.
Oh, yeah, you did say that.
Like in those 70s and 80s porns where there's actually like a story and everything.
Yeah.
This is actually very well, not sort of similar to that.
Too heavy on the plot.
And then all the sex is implied.
Yeah. So the whole movie is about Nancy can't go to sleep because she's scared she'll die. Have you ever stayed awake for too long? And what happened to you? What's the longest you stayed awake for?
Yeah, when I was in the Navy, I stayed awake for like 2 days.
Anything weird happen?
No, I was just like really tired.
Oh, okay. I think I stayed awake for more than a day. It might have been like, I don't know, not 36 hours, but close. And I remember, I don't know, I just feel weird when I do that.
Yeah, because I've heard if you stay awake for that long, like you start to like hallucinate and
yeah. So I found out what happens when you stay awake too long. After 24 hours, your reaction time slows, and it's almost like having a blood alcohol level of 0.10. That's for like 24 hours.
That's a lot of booze.
Yeah, micro sleep, your brain shuts off. Vision and hearing disturbances, and I know I see things out of the corner of my eyes if I stay awake too long. 36 to 48 hours, hard to speak clearly, hallucinations or dreamlike flashes. Body temp has a hard time regulating. So she's like going through it because he actually is like haunting her dreams. 72 hours, which I've never done. Severe confusion, paranoia, hallucinations, psychosis, lose track of reality, trembling, dizziness, and blurred vision.
Yeah, I don't think they were going for realism in this movie.
No, but the whole time I'm thinking she can't be feeling okay. Like she's popping, those no-dose pills.
She was taking the caffeine pills and drinking coffee. And
hallucinating, I guess. She would have had.
I mean, I guess you could say the whole dreams are hallucinating.
Yeah.
It's funny, like there's a few scenes with the boiler room, which I guess is supposed to be like the boiler room of the school.
Yes.
And it's like gigantic. I'm like, this would be like a boiler room for like a skyscraper, not,
Oh yeah, when she's down there in their dreams, it's like she's in a factory, isn't it?
Yeah.
She just keeps walking past
and
all
yeah,
these pipes.
I think at the beginning, like Tina's in that area, and she's walking around like in a shirt and underwear, no pants.
Yeah.
Like this, like again, it's kind of creepy watching it from today's point of view.
You said the deaths were kind of tame in this one, and they are. But I remember when this series, as it went on, the deaths started getting more and more gross. Like I remember he turned a girl into a cockroach, and she died on like cockroach tape. It was so disgusting. Or he like rammed some kid's ears out with a Q-tip because he was deaf. So I don't even like those. Those are disgusting. So this one I think was fine.
This is something that I've noticed in a lot of your picks have all been little kids versus, big bad characters. Like even Return of Oz, little girl versus a wizard and a witch.
Last Unicorn, young girl. Secret of Nim. Well, she's not young, but she's a woman. Yeah, they all have female leads.
Or just, I mean, if you like Freddy, Jason, Halloween, all those are all about teenagers like defeating like this supernatural monster man thing.
Yeah.
They're not like especially smart. These villains.
Oh, the villains.
Yeah.
I mean,
not that the kids are either.
Freddy is. So Nancy, I think, is one of the most resourceful final girls in horror. She's smart. Like, she doesn't know what she's doing, and she figures out to set booby traps.
Yeah, I don't think any 15-year-old girl would know how to do that.
She sets booby traps so she can bring him back from her dream into the real world. And the booby traps, like you said, were like Home Alone. Pretty much the same stuff.
I did remember that with the sledgehammer. I remember seeing that like on a black and white TV on UHF
Yeah.
late at night sometime.
Oh, okay. So yeah, she's very resourceful. She's very smart, and she ends up. I was gonna say she ends up winning, but she doesn't because he gets away in the end.
Yeah, that's a really creepy ending because like so it's supposed to be like she says I forget what she says exactly, but she just says I want things back to normal. And then it opens back with
Yes.
the four of them in the convertible, and but then like Johnny Depp, like the convertible cover closes, and he's like, I'm not doing this, and then Freddy's hand reaches through the window and grabs the mom, and I'm like, that's I don't know, like again, that's like so absurd. Like to me, that wasn't scary. That was like ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of shocking when you see it because you think it's over and done, and the way
Mm-hmm.
the mom is acting. Oh, she was Freddy, I guess. Where she's just like, she's waving goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, so it's like, is that supposed to be a dream or real? I guess that's like
it's very
the
dreamy.
cliffhanger. That's like it's up to like it's purposeful, and ambiguous on purpose for like the audience. Like you decide. Was this
Right.
all just a dream
Is
or?
it setting it up for a sequel? Because I looked it up because
Mm.
um, Nightmare on Elm Street 2 Freddy's Revenge came out the next year. And I was
Mm.
like, did they intend for this to be a sequel? And supposedly they didn't intend for it to be a franchise. The movie just made so much money compared
Yeah,
to the budget that they just kept it going and they beat it until it was pretty much dead.
it wasn't based on a book or anything, was it?
No, just
I think
one disturbing film dude, I
yeah,
guess.
I think Wes Craven like owns those characters. Actually, didn't he die?
Is
Wes,
he dead?
I thought he did.
He did Scream, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's
And
done a lot. He's pretty much only done horror movies.
yeah, that was like his thing. Yeah, the budget was 1.5 million and it grossed 25.5 million, which I mean that's huge.
Yeah, that's you can kind of tell from watching it was fairly low budget because like it's all just regular house sets, neighborhood sets, except for like
Mm-hmm.
the boiler room and obviously like Freddy's makeup and all. And actually, they don't even really show Freddy that much. He's in the shadows a lot. They don't really show any like super close-ups of him.
Yeah. Did we talk about that? How he doesn't really say much in this one? Like I
Yeah,
think he says their names, but he's mostly just grunting.
he does have a few one-liners here and there, like where the phone turns into a tongue or something. Remember
Yeah.
that? He says like, "I'm your girlfriend." And speaking of which,
Yes.
this is the only trivia or did you know that I have for you.
All right.
Did you ever hear on uh, Will Smith's first album when he was Fresh Prince, DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince? He's a DJ on the rapper. That's the album with Parents Just Don't Understand.
Okay.
There's a song on there called Nightmare on My Street. And it's
Oh.
almost like a Weird Al parody. Like they even use like the same music from this. You never heard that song
Never
or
heard it.
okay?
No.
Well, we can watch it after this.
Yeah. But I'm not familiar with it right off the bat, but
It's pretty. I don't know if there's a music video for it. I've only ever just heard the song. So
yeah.
um, if I find it, we'll put a link in the comments or whatever.
Yeah, this is your
So
typical 80s movie. They use the typical gross out gags with I don't know why, but old movies were obsessed with snakes, maggots, and
yeah,
like spiders, just gross things.
yeah. Like, those are always tropes. That still people are just scared of snakes, bugs, scorpions.
Yeah, it
You
used to
know,
bother me, but now I'm just kind of jaded to the whole thing. Like,
yeah.
I've just seen it too much.
Maybe
But
because
pretty
you grew up
much,
in Florida and there's alligators around for
I just
real.
feel like so many 80s horror movies used that. Like
That's
and even in like Poltergeist, maggots,
oh yeah. Well, bugs are just always gross.
they are.
That's always going to play on people's fears, and it's just not so much fears. It is
It's
disgust
just disgust. It's the
or
ick
like
factor.
creepiness. Yeah, like even like Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. Remember that part where somehow they go from the hotel room or whatever, the palace room that they're in. They like find a secret door,
Hmm.
and there's just like tons and tons of bugs.
Random bugs.
Yeah.
They're all like that. That's why I didn't like Indiana Jones as a kid. There were just too many bugs and snakes.
Well, that's every movie has like the first one has snakes, the second one has bugs, I think the third one has rats. I
Yeah,
didn't see the fourth or the fifth one, so we'll
yeah.
have to watch those someday.
The rats are okay, but yeah, that's a
So,
gross out.
um, as far as final verdict on this one, like I don't know, like I kind of have the same feeling now that I had as a kid. Just like I don't get the appeal. Like seeing it through like authentic eyes in what was this 84
Yep.
would be so. I mean, if it came out in 84, I would have only been about 8 years, 7 or 8 years old. I was born in 76.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it would have been like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't have seen that as a kid anyways. And like when I did see parts of it on TV later, like I still didn't get the appeal. I always had like it was funny like when I went to middle school, all like I don't know if this was like where you were when you were a kid because there'd be like so many elementary schools, and then when you go to a middle school, like people from different elementary schools, like all of a sudden you're going to school with a bunch of kids you don't know.
Yeah. Right.
And it was once we got to middle school, all of a sudden I met like these other boys who were like obsessed with horror movies, and they kept quoting Freddy and Jason and all these horror movies that were like they're clearly too young to watch, or they just have like really lousy parents.
Hey. But you never got into it.
No, and I still don't really understand the appeal. Like some of it, like a lot, they'll always. I don't know about girls, but boys will always say, "Oh, it's funny. It's just funny to see these kids get killed. Like it's so because it's so kind of like what I say. Like it's so ridiculous."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, "Yeah, it's so ridiculous. So like, let's watch a better movie, like one of these, you know?"
Yeah.
So, and like the whole like, there's a lot of like super gratuitous use of blood in this movie.
Right.
Like there's only like one or two jump scares. To me, this movie isn't so much scary as it is like gross.
Yes.
Like which I don't know if that's what they're. To me, it's like kind of like a gross out movie rather than like a scary movie.
Oh yeah, there's nothing in this movie that would have scared me even as a kid. I mean, there's really not a lot of jump scares or anything like that.
I can only think of like maybe one, but yeah,
yeah.
It was. I mean, nobody goes into this thinking they're going to see like some masterpiece or whatever.
No.
To me, it kind of walks a fine line of like the earnest attempt at horror by 80s standards, and also what I've said in Poltergeist, like a lot of the special effects in that movie,
mm-hmm.
It was like they were doing it just because they could.
Yeah.
And a lot of that's just like for the trailer and all that too. Like even Star Wars has that, just these special effects just because they could.
Yeah.
So, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. I mean, I don't really like it, and I wouldn't be in a rush to watch it again.
I mean, I do like horror. Mm-hmm. I don't like when the horror, like when the violence is extremely realistic. Mm-hmm. So I think that's why I kind of like it. It's gratuitous and kind of a Quentin Tarantino, just over the top, so much blood kind of way.
Yeah.
That you can't really buy that it's real. And I mean, the story is ridiculous. This movie has never really been a favorite of mine. I'm not like some Freddy Krueger nut. He's not my favorite killer. But it's fluff. I mean, I can watch it. It's certainly easy to watch. It's only like 90 minutes, I think. So it's one of the shorter ones.
That was 88, actually.
It's one of the shorter ones to watch. We're struggling to like make half an hour talking about it. Yeah. But it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And if you don't really care much for this one, I would say just stop. Although Freddy versus Jason, I think it came out in the 2000s, so we can't watch it, but it was hilarious. Mm-hmm. I love that movie. That was the best one for me.
It's like these character-driven horror slasher films.
Yeah.
They do walk that fine line of the absurd, because like so much of like what you said is like so over the top. It's like you can't really take it seriously.
Right.
Like actual like suspense thriller movies. Like I would say like Alien, the original Alien, is like way scarier than this.
Or The Thing. You haven't seen The Thing yet, have you? But that's an intense movie.
Yeah.
So that's it for Nightmare on Elm Street, I guess.
We should have said at the beginning, but
we're gonna plug.
Yeah, so follow us on social media, especially here on YouTube. If you watch all the way in, you're awesome.
Yeah.
Share the show with friends and family. Yeah, so we're on TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, we don't have X, but you can find us on all the things pretty much.
All right.
All right.
Smell you later.
See you on the flip side.
Bye.
Bye.